Test. Test.
You didn't hear him at all back there? You want to go back? We're just going to test this a little bit more to make sure sound is working. Who was here for the pizza party last night? Woo! Do you like St. Louis pizza? It's okay if you can say no. I mean, Emo's had a lot here. Are we hearing this on the live stream? I think we are. Okay. You can go back to your conversations. You're not hearing up there. Can you now? Okay, can you hear? We will test the microphones on every student to make sure that the judges can hear them properly, but it's always about, yeah, so give us a thumbs up or thumbs down if you can't when we're doing those tests. That would be great to help.
Well, good morning, Optimist and friends. Welcome to the announcement of our regional winners, and we have a few other activities we'll do this morning as we are celebrating the 9th annual Optimist International Oratorical World Championship. So let's give all our contestants a round of applause. As those who were with us a couple nights ago know, I like to call this a tournament of champions. And for those watching at home, those that are guests today here, I want you to know that each and every one of our contestants from around 7 nations that are represented in these regionals, that all of them have won district contests. So each and every one of them is already a champion. So this is truly a tournament of champions. So again, let's give all our contestants a round of applause. First, I'd like to, the people that make this possible, of course, are our Optimist volunteers. And so I'd like to have any Optimist or junior Optimist stand up and be recognized. If you'd all stand up. And Thank you all for all that you do and for helping us create a positive future. I would like to introduce our two tournament directors, and I'd like to invite each of them up to just say a few words, if you would. So they are our two doctors, I like to call them, Dr. Diana Carlin and Dr. Sonny Fridge.
Thank you, Dave. And whoa, what a day yesterday was. Thank you all students for all those incredible speeches and everybody supporting them and all of our volunteers. So a couple things. Once again, you've heard this too many times. Everybody here is a winner already, and I would not have wanted to be a judge yesterday. Every round was amazingly close, and let me give you a couple examples, because I think a lot of people don't understand how all the scoring is done. You know, each judge, we have 3 judges in a round, they judge independently. There can be no ties, and so we get their ballots, we add up their scores, 1 to 100. You've probably seen the ballot, 4 categories, 2 are 10 points each, the other ones are 40. And we add up the points. We then rank you, 1 through however many are in the region. Then we look to see if anybody had the 1 ranking from 2 judges at least. And that doesn't happen very often. I think we only had 3 out of 7 rounds where somebody had the first from 2 judges. That person is automatically the winner if the majority of the judges give them the 1. So in those other rounds, we had to go then, to look at who had the lowest score, because it's the best. So if you had, if you have 3 1s, you have 3 points. If you have 3 1s and a 2, you have 4 points. So we look for the lowest point. We had a round where 3 people were tied with quality points. Each of them had gotten a 1 from a different judge. So then what do? We go to the 1 through 100 and we add those up. And it's the opposite. Whoever has the highest number is the best. 1 point separated first from second, 1 point separated second from third. And then as we look down, the next person had just 1 point more than those 3. And this is how, that's just one example. Almost all of those other 4 rounds were like that. So this is how close it was. And so, what made a difference was if somebody went overtime and they lost some points, and that could have made the difference. So you need to feel good about how you did, because it is next to impossible to differentiate, and it's done on small things. And so feel really good about how you did. This is one of the most exciting things I do all year, and so thank you for bringing optimism and joy into all of our lives. Sonny?
Diana's pretty much said it all. And just like Diana, I am so proud. And it's also one of the best things that I can do. Thank you, up there. And I just want to say, each one of you is a winner. You heard it again and again. And remember, although we cannot have probably more than the 9 who will be moving on, if you did not win yesterday, you are able to come back. So if you go back through the club, we look forward to seeing you again next year. And just remember, somebody's going to get tired of this, but you don't compete because you're the best. You become the best because you compete. And if you even remember that when you are doing your speeches, you'll know that each time that you may not do everything that the judges may have judged you on, you have an opportunity to get better. And as so many of you contestants said, your voices matter, your messages matter. You're not just our future, and our Joy Optimist colleagues are right up there watching you. Your colleagues, they're also amazing in all that they do. So there's so much optimism in this room right now. How many of you are glad to be an optimist? Yay, we should all be glad. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you to all from our president, Tracy, and every one of our foundation and other organization presidents. We're so proud to be part of this organization, and I'll hand it back now. Blessings.
Thank you, Sonny and Diana, and you won't see much of them because they're back in the back room in the tabulation room. So I wanted to make sure that you got to see them again because they do so much work. There's a lot of other people that do work to make this possible, and that's our professional staff at Optimist International. I'd like to have all our professional staff or former staff that are with us today, if you would stand up and be recognized. And Heather Myers right here, I do need to point out, today is her birthday, so if you see her, wish her happy birthday. 21 years old today. So, well, now, something you've been waiting for is to have our regional winners announced. But first, we're going to have all the regions come up. We're going to give out the certificates the best we can, get a photo with each region, and then we're going to take a team photo, and then at that point, I'm sure we will be handed a envelope that President Tracy will read with each of the regional champions, and hopefully she doesn't open it up and pronounce that La La Land is the winner, because it didn't win. Right? Moonstruck or something like that actually won that particular Academy Award. So with that, Joy members know to do this, but I would appreciate it, those who are able to do so. Would you please stand and greet the president of Optimist International, Tracy Huxley.
Thank you. We didn't do a mic check. I was really worried there. 1, 2, 3, ABC. Went so well. Yesterday was encouraging, invigorating. When I had the opportunity for a couple of regions to introduce people, I asked those individuals, those contestants, to please tell me what they're also passionate about. What's your name? Where are you from? What club did you sponsor? But I also wanted to know what you're passionate about, because there was a lot of passion coming off of this stage yesterday. And we would sit here in an audience and think, well, this right here, public speaking, is what every one of these contestants is passionate about. But I know you're deeper than that sometimes. Not that that's not deep. I mean, I'm passionate about public speaking. None of you said that you were passionate about dogs. I was a little disappointed on that side. But we want to know, I want to know, and I think others do too, what drives you. We up here, and those that stood up that are Optimist members, are known as Optimists with a capital O. Because when past President Dave here asked who in the room is an optimist, I saw a lot more hands than just the capital O hands go up. Because that's beautiful. That is the one thing being a part of this service organization offers that no other service organization does. And that is is right in our name. We are optimists. We provide hope and positive vision. Hope was a very predominant word yesterday in almost every speech. So I encourage you to go home, as you know at least the club that sponsored your youth, your student, your contestant, and you're meeting the opportunity to meet some of these wonderful Junior Optimist members, that if you put your hand up a few minutes ago and said you're an optimist, I encourage you to go get that capital O. Because we work on bringing out the best in youth, community, and ourselves. All right, we're going to start with Northeast and Great Lakes. So starting with all the Northeast and Great Lakes. And you're going to come to my left, your right, starting with speaker A and on. I'm hoping that that's the order that the certificates are in. Yes, I'm getting the nod from our staff. Come on in. So this would be Ron? There we go. Come on this way, Amelia. Clayton? I'm going to say this one goes to the bottom. Scooching, scooching, scooching. Here in the burgundy shirt. Northeast and Great Lakes region. Great Plains region, A through E. Mid-Atlantic region. Parents. Southeast region. Parents. Southwest region. Parents. Middle America. Parents. West Coast region. Parent.
Even though they're not here in person, we want to recognize two other regions. First of all, our global region that represented, I believe, 8 different nations. So let's give them a round of applause. And this morning in Canada, the Optimiste Francophone Canadian, that's as close as I can do for French, is having their regional competition. And once we know the results there, of course, they will be part of the finals as well. So let's give them all a round of applause. And for those who have not met him, although I think all the contestants and all our Joy members have met Justice Hill, who won 3rd place in the world in our very original World Championships way back in 2016. So Justice Hill, let's give him a round of applause. Now we're going to have organized chaos. So I'm going to invite everybody, all our contestants, to come up here, and we'll have some down here, and we're going to take a group photograph. Are you going to want to go up there, or you want to stay down here? Okay, so come on over. Come on over. You're already here. And I want to have our tournament directors and our executive director and
Foundation
Craig,
presidents.
Well, if they're here, we'd like to have them in the picture, but if
Foundation
they're not.
presidents.
And the foundation presidents, if you will come up as well.
Yes. Come on back here. Yeah, we could probably have a ground level, and then we can have a short stage level and a tall stage level. Yeah? Yeah, yes. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Yes, like Tracy. Yeah. You can, yeah. We're going to try and stay within these banners if we can. So we can probably get 3 rows.
Yeah, slide the table back a little bit.
Well, no, don't worry about the video right now. Who's ready to get some results from the regional? I bet all of you are. So if all our contestants can return to your seats, let's give them another round of applause as they do. They clean up. Okay. They clean up remarkably well, don't they? So now I would like to reintroduce to you the president of the Optimist International Foundation, Terry Davis, if you would come forward. Would you like to?
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all together again. I know I'm nervous, and I didn't even have to speak, but really this has been a great couple of days, and I hope you, beyond just the contest, really take away just the magnitude of this entire thing. And now that our Joy kids are here with us, so congratulations to everybody. And as I think I mentioned, my theme has been be a superhero. Y'all all are superheroes to be here, so thanks a lot.
And our president of the Children's Canadian Optimist Foundation, Tim Bell.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dave. And welcome to all of the Joy Optimists there. How many up in the back are from Canada, made it all the way down? Yay, congratulations. It's been an amazing day yesterday watching all the cream of the crop, the winners from all of the districts representing Canada, the United States, and the Caribbean. So welcome to you all. You've all done well by placing first in your district and being here. On behalf of the Canadian Children's Optimist Foundation, I'm looking forward to making some presentations. I'm going to cheer for our Canadian winners that were in the districts, but everyone was an amazing speaker, and you've all done great. Thank you.
Do you want to take a break, or do you want to know the results? Well, I am handing, if our president will come to the middle of the stage, I am handing the envelope that has been sealed hermetically on
Hermetically sealed, just like our judges were.
by Velcro, and I will help get the checks. So what we'll do, and she announces region by region, if you will come up, we'll present the check. It's the same check for everyone, so don't take it with you at this point, and the trophy as well. So with that, President Tracy.
I just go. I just do this. Everybody deep breath with me. Northeast and Great Lakes. Speaker F from Southwestern Ontario, Emma Peter. Oh, this is what you're supposed to. Tim? That's a good idea. Great Plains region, Speaker C from the AMSNW, Alberta, Montana, Saskatchewan, Northern Wyoming, Vina Degala. Vienna, sorry, Vienna. Thank you. Breathe, breathe. That was actually President Tim's club's representative. Mid-Atlantic region, Speaker C from Atlantic Central, Addison Journey. Southeast region, Speaker A from South Florida, Janessa Montella. Southwest region, Speaker C from Colorado, Wyoming District, Hannah Ahmednur. I hope I said. Middle America region, Speaker A from the Indiana South District, Kaylee Neal. From the West Coast region, speaker B, Pacific Southeast, Chloe Gunter. That is the 7 that are in audience here. We have our global regional winner from an Optimist Club in Haiti, Jermaine Rovaneski. Yep. And the final competitor in our world finals is from the Optimiste Francophone Canadien region, and that is Sana Beljalali. We're going to hold a check real high near this, Sana. All right, Dave.
Oh, and our winner from the Global District from Haiti is
Jermaine.
So let's say hello to him and congratulate him as well. So let's give him a round of applause. So what we'll do now is we'll take about 15 minutes we'll ask the contestants to come forward. Some will be talking to the directors backstage, so you'll do your speaking order. And then in about 15 minutes, we'll go ahead. No? You're ready now? They've already drawn. They know what their order is for speaking. Well, then how many minutes do we want to do that?
We need the speakers,
Yeah,
the regional winners over here with Craig.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just remain in your places with bright, shiny faces.
Washrooms right out through that door once you're finished picking your number.
Okay?
Test.
It's loud.
What's that?
Yeah.
Well, right.
I remember you had to do that, yeah. Let's give it a test. Test AD.
Well, damn.
Well, the judges are first. Okay. Let's do a test ABC, and it just give us a sound test to see how we're doing on that. You can go anytime. Just ABC.
Testing, ABC. Yeah.
Now try again. And in the voice, you're going to use that.
Testing, ABC. Is that good? Testing? Okay.
Ryan? Hey, Ryan?
Testing. Testing, okay.
Okay, we're going to check the judges as well.
Make sure everybody can hear you. Judges, if you could give us just a thumbs up to make sure you can hear us from inside the auditorium.
Is the camera coming from there?
We got one thumb up, 2, 3, 4. I think one more. Do we have them all 4 now? Okay, so we're going to get started in just a couple minutes. So everybody take your seats. Anybody that wants to enter the room, do it now or wait until after the first speaker. So come on in. We thumbs it up.
Judge E?
Once again, good morning and welcome to the finals of the Optimist International Oratorical World Championships. Let's give all our contestants a round of applause. In this contest, our regional contest, we had 7 countries represented. And in this contest today, in the finals, we will have 3 nations represented. So I think that's fantastic. This is truly a world championship and it's truly global in nature. So with that, we will get started with Speaker A. And I will remind you, please no applause until all the contestants are done. Thank you.
How to change the world with optimism. You can't. That's what my grandpa said when he saw this prompt. I love him, but my grandfather's a very pessimistic person. Every time some inconvenience ensues, he's known for murmuring under his breath, "What does this world come to?" And respectfully, while he's wrong about his answer to this prompt, he's right about this. What has this world come to? And how? My grandfather grew up in the Philippines in a time and society directly succeeding the Filipino independence movement. It was a fight for justice and equality after centuries of colonial rule revolving around racism, exploitation, and slavery. It was a fight that was relatively successful, but the question is, how? My grandfather's history books credit a man named Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal was an eternal optimist. He was a figure of unwavering optimism during times when storms of oppression and injustice raged in the Philippines. He committed himself to writings that evolved from simple literary works into powerful political tools, resonating so deeply with Filipinos as he spoke ideas of a better world. He truly believed things could get better. And it wasn't just the belief things can get better, but it was the belief they will get better. People aren't accidentally optimistic. Change doesn't accidentally happen. People willingly choose optimism. People choose change, like the Philippines, like Jose Rizal. He was the mole against the mountain. He believed things would get better inch by inch, day by day, and he chose to believe that. So many opposed him. When it wasn't the Spanish government, it was poverty, racial discrimination, and violence that worked against him. When it was the Spanish government, it was censorship, unlawful arrest, and trying to falsely convict him of every crime, every chance they got, and they did. Jose Rizal was executed by firing squad on December 30th, 1896, charged with conspiracy. He never saw the independence of his country, but it was his death that spurred Filipinos to finally revolt. They fought together for years until they finally gained independence on July 4th, 1946. Colonialism withdrew, the US recognized their sovereignty, plans for reconstruction were implemented, allowing people to tear down racial barriers and social classes that had previously been up for so long. It gave people hope, progress would continue. It gave people optimism. I reference the Filipino independence movement because when we look at the world around us, we find history wasn't made by pessimists, whether that's good or bad change. But we see this in our own country's history. Great Americans who struggled too. Everyone in the history books believed change was possible, which gave them the energy and the force to try. This country, this world was built by optimists. This club. People came together because we believed we could inspire optimism in others and do something good for this world. And that's what this is all about. If we want to see change in this world, then we must act risking everything. Because we believe it will get better. Because we believe change will happen no matter what we must go through to achieve it. With just one optimistic person, we can do so much. And that sounds like something my grandpa might laugh at, but Jose Rizal said, "Nagsisimula ang pagbabago sa paniniwalang posible ang isang mas mabuting mundo," which means change begins with one belief that a better world is possible. If we, empowered by optimism, come together with other people who truly believe in change, we can together create massive movements for the betterment of this world. Inspire optimism in others. Choose to be optimistic. That's how we will change the world.
No applause.
Happy birthday. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing.
Could we have all the judges do a thumbs up if they're ready, just to make sure? I saw several of them, but if you'd please do so. Speaker B.
How to change the world with optimism. I love math. It's one of those things about me I wouldn't normally introduce myself with because I don't think it's all that special. And yet, in a strange way, I think it's one of the most important parts of me. I especially fell in love with calculus, where we spent a long time talking about change. That's the whole foundation of differential calculus: how, where, and why things change the way they do. And where most of my peers saw just another concept to drill for the final, I saw something else, a symbol of optimism. A situation exists in a moment, confined to a single point on an unpredictable graph, just like those I studied in class. And just as it would be crazy to extrapolate data from a single point, we cannot let ourselves believe that the circumstances we are in now will continue forever. In fact, we must believe that if things have changed for the worse, that is only proof that change is possible. Perhaps those are the only two universal languages, math and optimism. They are both constant, timeless, and no amount of torture or oppression could erase them from existence. I know this about math because of my textbooks. And I know this about optimism because I can read them. Reading is a right granted to me by the shoulders of the giants whom I stand on, the brave leaders of our history who dared to be optimists. I get to go to university and pursue my passion for math and science because of the women who risked their lives to fight for those rights. I get to hold hands with my partner in public because of the abuse and hatred queer people have endured throughout history. I hate to imagine the world I would live in were it not for the optimists, the Davids who dared to fight Goliath, all for some faraway flicker of a better future for someone like me. And yet, there are dreams in the world that have been silenced, cut down with terror and violence because some oppressors believe that assault rifles and tanks can bleed out the optimism of a people. There are young people like me who don't know how to read because others fear the power of the written word. There are queer people like me who will die for who they love, and some who will die never having loved at all. There are people like me, separated only by oceans and imaginary borders, whose dreams I must dream for them and whose fights I must fight for them, because it is people like me who fought for what I have now. Optimism, much like math, is not just a theoretical concept to be speculated upon. It is a weapon, feared only by the wicked, and feared so greatly that it can topple governments and build nations. Optimism isn't blind either. I wouldn't be much of a scientist if I believed things would improve based on good vibes, but I'd be exactly like a scientist to reference scientific research. Valerie Mahomes, PhD, conducted a study on the approximately 22% of American children who are born and raised in poverty. These are people whose lives were handed to them in shambles, and yet, of all who made it out, they had one thing in common: optimism. Something intangible, something you can't sell to pay for college or put on your resume, but an idea. So powerful that like a gust of wind on your back can push you past the confines of what the statistics and the critics believe are possible. These impoverished children in America are much like the many demographics who do not have the privilege I so graciously stand before you with. They are all stuck in impossible situations, stuck below the x-intercept, waiting desperately for their paths to lead them out. But if optimism and math have anything to say about it, they don't need to wait. They just need the courage to push forward. Thank you. Test ABC. Test ABC. I think I got it. Test ABC. Test ABC.
Speaker C.
How to change the world with optimism. Optimism can change the world? Isn't optimism just smiling a lot? Or no, optimism is arguing with people about how full the glass is, right? How can you change the world with optimism? Okay, optimism might be a little more than live, laugh, love, but still, how could it change our world? Despite its beauty, it's no secret that our world is filled with the greed, war, intolerance, and hate that make it hard to feel optimistic in the first place. As an example, let's take a look at the brutal reality of our constant environmental degradation. Hundreds of our Earth's trees are cut down every minute. Millions of tons of plastic end up in our oceans every single year. And I could go on, but my point ultimately is, from the fact that at our current population, we need more than one Earth to sustain us, to realizing that environmental issues only make up a part of everything wrong in our world, it is an understatement to say that our world needs to undergo some changes. And luckily, we can use optimism to do it. To change an entire world, a mindset such as optimism needs to start with your own world first. My childhood, from the ages 1 through 8 years old, was spent in Arlington, Texas. Although there are many characteristics of my childhood home which I cherish, I refuse to sugarcoat a large part of who I am by not acknowledging the negative aspects, including the racism, Islamophobia, and cultural shame I experienced while there. There, through the punishments my 5-year-old self received in school for doing absolutely nothing wrong, and from facing my ignorant peers and their humiliating words every single day for years, I was forced to have a pretty harsh reality check before I could even read. What do you mean I'm not treated like everyone else because of my skin color, because of my hijab? What do you mean I'm put at a systemic disadvantage because of the way I look? Knowing that the odds were against me should have brought me down, but instead, the sheer unfairness of my situation fueled me, so much so that I persisted and outgrew those limits wrongfully subjected to me. Arlington, Texas was where my optimistic nature was born. I had two choices there: to give up and view my worth as others gave it to me, or to work hard, to create my own worth and shape the future I wanted. Knowing that the odds were against me should have brought me down, but instead they did fuel me. My optimism and my determination to continue striving, regardless of what I was facing, ensured the success I celebrate today. My optimism changed my own world, but there are many others who furthered their optimistic outlooks in order to shape the world as we know it. Take Martin Luther King Jr., for example, one of the most prominent civil rights activists, who saw the injustices Black Americans face and yet never let himself be discouraged and persistently advocated for their rights. Or Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani female education activist who, despite the fear, consistently spoke up against the Taliban's oppressive regime. Both of these inspirational figures saw corruption and inequity in their everyday life and had not only the courage to take a stand and use their voices, but the courage to stay positive in face of dark times. Their resilient and optimistic natures changed their own lives and then the world. And so can yours. I hope you now realize that optimism is not just a feel-good sentiment. It's a catalyst for change. By developing an optimistic mindset and in turn looking to the future with a smile, we can pave the way for a brighter, more compassionate world. So let us dare to continue, to believe, and to act with positivity. For with optimism as our compass, a better world is in our horizon. Thank you.
Testing, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
That would have been a negative. If this is elusive.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3.
It is. Cutting out a little bit? Guess what, we're going to We're not.
A, B, C, 1, 2, 3.
Speaker D.
How to change the world with optimism. Look, if you only had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? This is a line from one of my favorite Eminem songs called Lose Yourself, and it helped me develop an optimistic mindset at a young age and change the world with optimism. Throughout the song, Eminem describes the emotions and nerves that a rapper feels as he takes the stage to follow his dream. The beat of the song immediately draws me in, and the lyrics have a powerful message. The lyrics explain the importance of immersing yourself in the moment, seizing the opportunity, and doing your absolute best in whatever you do. I've always been passionate about music. From a very young age, I loved to sing, and as I got older, I became interested in playing instruments like the piano and ukulele. Music has always been a large part of my life and has helped me get through difficult times. But I was afraid of performing for others. I was afraid of their opinions and what they would think of me. What if they thought I wasn't good enough? All of these doubts infiltrated my mind and led me to believe that being a performer and living my dream on stage would be impossible. According to The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down, How to Be Calm in a Busy World by Hyman Sunim, some say they don't really know what they're looking for in life. This might be because instead of getting in touch with how they feel, they have led their lives according to other people's expectations. Live your life not to satisfy others, but to fulfill what your heart desires. If you live your life trying to impress everyone else and not doing what you really want to do, you will be unhappy. So, in February of 2023, I signed up to perform at my school's Black Student Union Showcase. Although I was afraid to sing in front of my peers, I realized that my passion for singing shouldn't depend on the opinions of others. According to The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, believe it can be done. When you believe something can be done, really believe, your mind will find the ways to do it. Believing a solution paves the way to solution. I knew that I could do it. I believed in myself. Even though I was afraid, I was going to set that fear aside and do it anyway. According to The Four Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz, we have many great ideas in your head. But what makes a difference is the action. Without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. On the way to the show, I blasted Eminem's Lose Yourself in the car. His inspiring lyrics led me to believe in myself and take advantage of the opportunity. So I sang. I performed Listen by Beyoncé in front of a crowd of over 200 people. I was afraid, but I set that fear aside and did it anyway, and that was the best decision I could have ever made. After the show, so many people came up to me and said that my performance had inspired them. Ever since then, I have made it my goal to use optimism to encourage others to follow their dreams and push past fear. Now, I frequently perform at talent shows and open mics. I love to sing optimistic songs that can share a powerful and impactful message with the audience. Also, I am a ukulele and voice tutor, and in every lesson, I make sure that my students understand the importance of using optimism during practices and performances, because according to The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, people are capable at any time in their lives of doing what they dream of. Now, when Lose Yourself comes on the radio and these lines play, you better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. I'm reminded of the importance of following my dreams and using optimism to encourage and change the world around me.
Test. Testing ABC.
Testing, ABC.
Speaker E.
How to change the world with optimism. I am an insignificant child, living on a small planet, orbiting a medium-sized star. I'm surrounded by a vast and unforgiving universe. Who do I think I am? I should probably stop this speech right now before I embarrass myself. That negativity is pessimism. How could you get out of bed, let alone change the world with that attitude? I want to show you pessimism because I believe the contrast helps us recognize the importance of optimism. Harvey Mackey, a best-selling author, once said, "An optimist understands that life can be a bumpy road, but at least it's leading somewhere. They learn from mistakes and failures and aren't afraid to fail again." I believe that the difference between an optimist and a pessimist is fear. Pessimists look smart from the outside, but on the inside, they're scared. Scared of failure and judgment. They would rather think that the world is cruel and unforgiving than ever needing to try at anything. But to change the world, we need to be brave and optimistic. According to Suzanne C. Segerstrom, PhD, there are two main types of optimism. The first type, dispositional optimism, is a generalized positive expectation about the future. The second type, unrealistic optimism, occurs when we think good things are going to happen more often than bad things, sometimes ignoring the reality of the situation. It can be good or bad. For instance, you had a test and didn't study because you thought it would all work out, so you were unprepared and failed. And for all you grown-ups out there who think the gym isn't necessary anymore, do you know how much muscle you lose after the age of 40? So we need both types of optimism to change the world. But we're still missing something. What did Alexander Graham Bell, Marie Curie, and Taylor Swift have in common? Moonshot goals. Or ridiculously optimistic goals. We need dreamers to fight diseases, create electricity, and go to the moon. According to Harvard Business Review, a good moonshot goal has 3 key aspects. 1, it inspires. 2, it's credible. It can actually be achieved. And 3, it absolutely must be way more imaginative than our current dreams for our future. To achieve these 3 things, we need dispositional and unrealistic optimism. Our brain will tell us every reason that we can't change the world. But optimism is that persistent force from your heart that urges you to take a step toward doing something different. It's not always loud. It can be a whisper from inside that says, "You can't give up." This optimistic whisper is what convinces people to say, "I love you," or "I'm sorry." This optimism in action is the force that helps make the world a better place. An optimist understands that the only thing that can hold you back from making a difference is you. But what if you don't want to change the world and instead want to help only the people around you? You can help them become optimists and choose to be optimistic every single day. Then they will help each other like a ripple effect until everyone has that positive mindset. Whatever your impact on the world may be, big or small, you are absolutely going to need optimism to reach it. You need to believe in yourself and a better future if you're going to achieve your dreams. Optimism will guide us through the hard times. When we fail, we'll get right back up and try again, and we will stop at nothing. You have to make the choice to see the glass as half full. Now, I want to leave you with a quote from an optimist who never gave up on their dream. In the words of Willy Wonka, "If you want a view, paradise, Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, ABC.
Speaker F.
How to change the world with optimism? You do it by winning each day. You change it by encouraging the people around you to make just one more choice with hope rather than with fear. That's a win. By keeping the balance of life tipped toward the positive. That's a win. By having just one more confident thought to outweigh your doubt. That's a win. By keeping the devils from shouting down on the better angels of our being. That's a win. And that's not easy. It's not easy because we control the balance between optimistic and pessimistic outcomes. We're all familiar with Henry Ford's saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And he's right. To understand how optimism can change the world, you must understand optimism and pessimism, and appreciate that both have the power to change the world, because both have changed the world. Pessimism is the lack of confidence in the future. Pessimism is doubt. It's impossible to rid the world of pessimism. I mean, I wake up every day fighting some kind of doubt. Fear that I'm not doing enough to stay healthy, or a fear that I haven't accomplished enough. But that is all a part of that balance. I've heard that a healthy amount of skepticism can be a good thing. My favorite subjects are biology and chemistry, and the scientific method requires a decent amount of skepticism. I often end experiments by saying, I'm not quite sure that that data is right. But it doesn't end there. It ends with an optimistic step toward the next run, hoping that it will give us data we can trust. Or I ought to say, it should end there. Because some would choose to end their experiments by saying, see, I told you it would never work. Cynicism is just pessimistic thinking that's been masqueraded as this wise forethought. Stephen Colbert said,
cynicism is a rejection of our world because we are afraid that it will disappoint us. Now, if you consider Plato's allegory of the cave, the stagnant prisoner sets aside this fear and ascends into the world. He is blinded by the harsh light of the sun, yet every day chooses to look further beyond the reality of the shadows that he once knew and trust in the optimism of the unknown. Optimism gives us the power to face life's most difficult challenges. How do you get from the beginning to the end of the day with that one more positive thought? By remembering that the 30th Psalm tells us, joy cometh in the morning. That after the feelings of darkness, of doubt, of grief, or of pain, we are told that a new light, a new optimism, will bring us new joy. Helen Keller was the advocate for optimism as the savior of mankind. She wrote, every optimist would move along with progress and hasten it. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement, for nothing can be done without hope. Howard Zinn said, pessimism is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It reproduces itself by crippling our willingness to act. That is what stops us from winning each day. We allow the balance to be tipped away from optimism, and we doubt that raising a hand would do anything to better our communities. I have been honored to serve in the leadership of a national youth civic engagement organization. The best part of this job? Fostering and growing the middle school program. Because it is an opportunity to directly see that encouraging kids to speak up about their ideas or their goals gives them confidence to act on them. When they see what is possible, when you raise your hands, your eyes, and your voices, they realize that they are heard and seen. If you think back to Plato's cave, the man returns to those who were too afraid to come out to give them the optimism to know that they can step into the light, to know that they can leave behind their fear or the comfort in their complacency. This is the power that we have to let optimism change the world. Because when those middle schoolers see what is possible, they are not afraid to participate. They are not afraid to say, well, I want to lead. Though their idea may not prevail or they may not win their race, they see that it is possible to win if you keep the balance tipped toward the positive. So how do we change the world with optimism? By remembering well, every morning and every night, the words of William Shakespeare. Doubt is a thief that makes us fear to tread where we would have won. Let's win today.
I can put the. Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh.
Speaker G.
How to change the world with optimism.
In fact, in third grade, I had to face one of my greatest fears, a mandatory spelling bee. The first round consisted of pretty easy words, and the words got harder as the rounds went on. Everyone before me had gotten their word right. It was my turn. Your word is hiccup. I stepped forward, stood confidently with my head high, and I said, H-I-C-U-P, hiccup. And I stepped back. Definitely got that right. But then the boy next to me laughed. Sorry, that's incorrect. You can go back to your seat now. Oh. So I dragged my feet back to my seat and put my head down, where it stayed for the rest of class. And after class, my teacher came up to me and asked me, have you ever learned any tips or tricks to help you remember how to spell? I shook my head no. She told me sometimes you gotta break it down. Make it simple. Look at the letters. For example, to spell together, you would think of the words to get her. Tricks like that. But more importantly, she told me whenever you're stuck with anything in school, whether that be writing or math, break it down. Make it simple. I never thought such a simple concept would mean so much to me throughout my life. When I was given this prompt, I didn't know what to do. How to change the world with optimism? Well, the world is so big, and the word optimism, it's so broad, it means so many things, and how can you change anything in the world when everything seems to be wrong? When I turn on the news, there's burning buildings and climate crises, death rates rising, corrupt politicians. How can optimism change that? And optimism, what even is optimism? A smile, a glass half full. I can certainly smile more, but that won't help children from starving and worry about having a place to call home. How am I supposed to speak for 4 to 5 minutes about something I can't even answer? I should quit. I should give up. I should break it down. Make it simple. Look at the letters. How to change the world with optimism. O-P-T-I-M-I-S-M. Optimism. O-P. Open your mind. Allow yourself to accept new perspectives. When you open your heart and your mind to the ideas of others, the world becomes a little brighter, doesn't it? When you stop dwelling on hatred and focusing on those you don't agree with, it becomes a lot easier to see the incredible things going on in the world around you. T-I-M. Time. It's going to take time. Changing the world? Well, that's going to take time and a plan. Learning to live optimistically isn't something instant. In fact, everyone faces hardships. And maybe right now things aren't optimistic, but think about what you want your future to look like. Focus on that future. I. Inspire. People say optimism is a chain reaction, and for a long time, I didn't really agree with that. I thought people didn't have it in them to be optimistic, but everyone likes to feel happy. It's human psychology, serotonin, dopamine, they make you feel good. When you feel good, you're more likely to be kind to others, even if you don't know you're doing it. SM. Small actions can make the biggest difference. The world is a really big place, therefore changing the world would require a really big action, right? Not quite. Every person is living in their own world. The world is different to each individual. Changing the world of one person, that is changing the world. Well, changing the world of one person. That doesn't seem too bad. Once I've taken time to open my mind and allow myself to be inspired, it seems a little more broken down, more simple. How to change the world with optimism. O-P-T-I-M-I-S-M. Optimism. Open your mind, take time and focus on the future, allow yourself to be inspired and inspire others, and always remember, the smallest actions can make the biggest difference. Break it down. Make it simple. Thank you. students.
Speaker H, could you do a mic check for us, please, to make sure we can hear you here in the auditorium? Don't hold on to it if you would, so that, there you go. Just like that. Say test, maybe ABC, something like that.
Test, ABC, test. Est-ce que vous m'entendez tous bien?
Okay. Très bien. Speaker H.
Comment changer le monde grâce à l'optimisme? Je me suis souvent interrogée à ce sujet. Est-ce que voir notre quotidien de façon plus positive pourrait réellement redéfinir notre univers? Je n'en étais pas certaine. C'est pour cela que j'ai entrepris des recherches et j'ai été bouleversée de mon passage sur le site de Statistique Canada. Une étude menée en 2023 révèle que plus de 4 millions de Canadiens ont signalé des niveaux de stress élevés, voire très élevés, au cours de la dernière année. Ces données m'ont beaucoup fait réfléchir, me poussant à chercher une solution à cette problématique. Les idées partaient, revenaient, se bousculaient dans ma tête, mais aucune ne semblait suffisante. Jusqu'au moment où je réalise que la solution m'avait été donnée avec le thème de cette année. L'optimisme. L'optimisme pourrait aider à éliminer ou à diminuer les niveaux de stress chez les gens, voire même dans la vie en général. Les épreuves du quotidien pourraient être surmontées par une bonne dose d'optimisme. Cher public, imaginez un monde imprégné d'optimisme, où chaque rêve, chaque ambition, chaque journée s'épanouit dans une atmosphère teintée d'audace, de motivation et de bonheur. Visualisez un monde où le stress, le doute et le désespoir s'estompent comme par enchantement. Peut-on concevoir l'ampleur des métamorphoses possibles dans nos vies seulement en ayant une perception plus positive de nous-mêmes et du monde qui nous entoure? Cependant, je suis consciente que ce n'est pas chose facile. La réalité peut être déchirante et douloureuse. Mais n'oubliez pas que les personnes positives trouvent bonheur même dans cette réalité. Ces gens perçoivent la lumière dans le désespoir. Ils ne baissent jamais les bras. Comme l'a si bien dit un grand optimiste nommé Nelson Mandela, un gagnant est juste un rêveur qui n'a jamais cédé. En parlant de rêveurs qui n'ont jamais cédé, je me dois de vous parler de Diana Nyad. Son histoire exceptionnelle a fait l'objet d'un film autobiographique sorti en 2023. Cette nageuse a tenté à maintes reprises depuis son enfance de parcourir les 177 kilomètres séparant Cuba de la Floride à la nage. Ce n'est qu'après 3 décennies, à l'âge de 64 ans, après 53 heures de nage sans arrêt, qu'elle a réussi. Elle n'a pas pris compte des gens qui ne croyaient pas en son rêve. Elle a affronté les vents violents, les courants d'eau glaciale, le manque de sommeil pendant 2 nuits, les piqûres de méduses et bien d'autres obstacles pour devenir la première et la seule personne à ce jour à avoir nagé entre ces 2 points. Sa détermination, son optimisme et son triomphe ont marqué le monde entier, mais particulièrement moi. Dans mon parcours de nageuse compétitive, la défaite et l'échec ont souvent croisé ma route. Parfois, la tentation d'abandonner me guettait lorsque mes objectifs semblaient hors de portée. Ma perception de moi-même était teintée de pessimisme. En revanche, après avoir vu que cette femme n'avait jamais abandonné malgré 30 ans d'échecs, je n'ai plus jamais baissé les bras. Je suis devenue une nageuse déterminée, prête à relever tous les défis qui se présentaient à moi. Elle m'a donné de l'espoir quand je pensais qu'il n'y en avait plus, grâce à son optimisme. Espoir qui a d'ailleurs porté fruit, puisqu'il m'a permis de beaucoup m'améliorer. Car oui, cher public, souvenez-vous que l'optimisme est contagieux. En propageant de la bonne humeur et de la joie de vivre, nous engendrons une spirale de bienveillance, un effet boule de neige. Lorsqu'on propage notre positivité à un petit groupe de personnes, Ces gens seront incités à répliquer cette attitude avec d'autres et ainsi de suite. Et avant même que vous ne vous en aperceviez, l'ambiance d'un large groupe d'individus aura radicalement changé. Ce grand groupe influencera à son tour encore plus de personnes et ils remodèleront la perception du monde dans son ensemble. L'optimisme est véritablement une force puissante, capable de transformer le cours de nos vies. Mais rappelez-vous que ce changement démarre avec vous. Soyez la Diana de votre entourage et ne fléchissez jamais devant l'adversité. Vous détenez la clé pour insuffler un changement significatif de positivité et d'espoir dans nos sociétés. Alors laissez de côté vos pensées négatives, saisissez pleinement les opportunités de la vie. Et qui sait, peut-être que vous contribuerez à changer le monde dans un avenir proche. Merci de votre attention.
Speaker I, could you do a mic check just to make sure we can hear you in the auditorium? This may be a test, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Try it again, please. No, we can't hear you right now, so wait just a second, please. Try it again to test it, see if that worked.
1, 2, 3.
I could just vaguely hear, so. Can you turn yours on your end, turn your computer up a little bit?
Turn my computer.
The microphone setting, can you turn it, the volume, increase the volume?
Yeah, the volume is on.
Ah. Okay, now try it again. Do a test.
ABC test 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Could you turn up any more? Because when you step back, it gets a little softer, so. Is it turned up all the way?
Is it?
Yes. Well, then go ahead and step back where you were, because so that way we can see you in frame. Okay, right there is good. Okay. Can the judges, can you give us a thumbs up if you can hear him? If you would do one more test, please. Could you go ahead and test one more time?
Here.
Try it again.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
Is it possible if he steps closer to the computer and then tilt the screen back better so that he tilt the screen back more so he stays in frame but is closer to the computer?
There you go. And now stay closer. Yeah, stay in there a little bit and try it. Right. That's good. Yes, that's quite a bit better. Try test 1, 2, 3 again, please.
Okay. Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's good. So are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Speaker I.
How to change the world with optimism. Just imagine a world where every challenge is met with a smile. Every obstacle viewed as an opportunity and every setback seen as a setup for a greater comeback. This is not a utopian dream, but a tangible reality that can be achieved through the power of optimism on personal challenges. There was this man, Walt Disney, a pioneer in animation and an entrepreneur who enhanced the entertainment industry. He faced numerous difficulties throughout his career, such as the failure of his first animation company, the loss of his rights to his character Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and the financial repercussions he faced after some of his productions. However, his optimism fueled his persistence and gave him the audacity to dare to do extraordinary things. Because of his optimism and his courage, he left many legacies to the cinematic and entertainment world, such as Mickey Mouse, Disneyland. He even released the first full-length color animated movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. He is a perfect example to follow. He famously said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Imagine if everyone adopted this mindset. Our world would be brimming with endless possibilities. Beyond the individual, optimism has the power to inspire communities. When we believe in a better future, we inspire those around us to share that vision. So did Dedan Kimathi, one of the most prominent leaders of the Momo uprising. Despite facing severe repressions from the British colonial authorities, he maintained a steadfast belief in the possibility of achieving independence and justice for his people. His actions and leadership reflect an underlying optimism in many ways, such as inspiring courage and unity. He had the ability to inspire and mobilize people from various ethnic groups to unite under a common cause. His optimism fostered a sense of hope and determination among the Kenyan people. This ripple effect demonstrates that optimism is contagious. It spreads hope and motivates collective actions. The power of positive thinking can turn the impossible into the possible, said Nido Cobain. Optimism plays a crucial role in shaping our future and bettering our lives. While many may have thought that freedom wasn't accessible to Kenya, Kimathi didn't. He hoped, believed, and fought for a better future for his land, not letting anything serve as barrier to what he intended to accomplish. His optimism and belief in the possibility of change laid the groundwork for the eventual success of the independence movement. His legacy as a freedom fighter and national hero continues to inspire generations. Because of him and his optimism, Kenya is now a free country, walking, despite all challenges, towards prosperity. In conclusion, optimism is a catalyst for change. It transforms individuals, inspires communities, and shapes a better future. Let us believe in our ability to overcome challenges and achieve our goals. Let us fuel ourselves with this indomitable force that is optimism and dispense good energy to one another. Optimism is a movement that starts with each one of us. Together and with optimism, we can create a brighter tomorrow and change the world.
While we are waiting for our judges to be excused to deliberate, now is the time. Why don't we all get up on our feet and give all our contestants a big round of applause? And I'd like the contestants to come up. And if you'll come on up on stage, and if we can have all our speakers, okay, we'll be on the screen, and we'll wait here until the judges have excused themselves, but we will meet all of our contestants. So. It looks like all the judges have disappeared to the, what we call in my profession, the jury room to deliberate. What I'd like to do is have each of our speakers, they got to do this yesterday, but some of you have not met them yet. If you would introduce yourself, tell where you're from, your home club sponsor, maybe where you're at in school, what your plans are for the future, and We did passion yesterday, so we're going to do, I want you, and we're putting you on the spot at first. I want you to give at the end your favorite inspirational quote that would inspire all these folks.
Hi, I'm Chloe Gunter. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm 18 years old, so I just graduated high school. So my plans are to major in neuroscience at UC Santa Cruz. Oh yes, my parents back there, my mom and dad, and then all my teachers and my family that have helped support me. Oh yes.
Why should all these folks up here get new Oratorical?
So the most inspiring quote was probably the one I spoke in my speech. Nagsisimula ang pagbabago sa paniniwalang posible ang isang mas mabuting mundo, which means in Tagalog, how to change, which means I'm suddenly no longer bilingual. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. Let's give her a round of applause. Good job.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah Ahmenor. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Colorado. The club sponsoring me is the Tamarack Optimist Club. Quote, this is going to be it's not going to be perfect, but it's from Maya Angelou. It's like, it's like, don't complain if you can't, don't complain, try to change it. And if you can't change it, change the way you think about it. It fuels me, like it inspires me every single day. So something to think about. I'd like to thank my family back there. They listen to my speech a lot. Yep, that's it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janessa Montilla. I'm from South Florida, and I'm represented by the South Florida District, and I'm sponsored by the Miami Springs and Virginia Gardens Optimist Club. And I would like to thank Miss Robin Heckler, who's probably watching this. I appreciate everything that you've done for me, and thank you for coaching me and helping me get to where I am now. And I would like to thank my family, my dad, my mom, my brother right there. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I'm going to be a college freshman in the fall, so I'm 18 right now, and I will be studying environmental engineering at Georgia Tech. So I'm super excited for that. And an inspiring quote that I would like to share with you all is that there's no room for growth in your comfort zone. If you're scared to do something, push yourself to do it, because if you have the power to change the world, you should definitely do it. So thank you.
My name is Emma Petter. I'm from London, Ontario, sponsored by the Kamoka Optimist Club. I am 11, going into 7th grade. What else? I want to thank my teacher who showed me the competition, and I want to thank my family who came here with me and who are watching back home. And a quote, I actually don't remember who said this, but it's keep your face toward the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you.
Hi, my name is Vienna Degela. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, which, if you don't know, is in Canada. I'm sponsored by the Calgary Dinner Optimist Club, and I just graduated. I'm 18, and I'm going into chemical engineering at the University of Calgary. And my inspirational quote is from my dad, sitting right there, and he says, "Leave it all on the court and let the scoreboard take care of itself." So shout out to my dad. And it just means that it's not about, the outcome. It's not about what people think about you. It's about the effort you put in, the fact that you tried. And that's all that really matters. And I mean, that's why I'm here today. So thank you. My apologies. I would also like to thank my stepmom, Karen, and my grandma, Rosabelle, who are watching right now, and all my friends who listened to my speech while I was freaking out and practicing during my spares at school. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Callie Neal. I'm going into my senior year. I'm sponsored by the Avon Optimist Club. I'm from Avon, Indiana. I would like to thank my family and my friends, especially my siblings, because I forgot to mention them yesterday and they were mad at me. And also especially my dad, Davey Neal, for all of his support and help through all of this, and my mom and Alex who came today. My quote also comes from Davey Neal, although I can't attribute it to him, but his impression is pretty banger. Do or do not, there is no try. Thank you, Yoda. And thank you all so much for being here. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Hi, I'm Addison Journey. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, sponsored by the Lancaster Optimist Club. I'm 18. I just graduated high school, headed to Gettysburg in the fall, hoping to study psychology, political science, something there. I'm not sure. Huge thank you to my family and friends and my public speaking teacher, Mrs. Kennedy. They've heard me spell optimism so many times, and it's weird that this might be the last time they hear it. But my quote, I have no clue who said this, but my mom wrote it in one of my journals. It's never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. And looking around, I mean, we're not a small group of people. But in comparison to the population of the entire globe, this is a small group of people. And we can so change the world, which I think we've heard so many, many times. So thank you.
We're going to turn this over. Oh, yes, you can't see me. So we need to, I'll look at you in the camera. We need to hear from Speaker H. Can you please introduce yourself?
Bonjour tout le monde. Je m'appelle Sana, j'ai 15 ans. Je viens de Shippagan au Nouveau-Brunswick. Je fais partie du club optimiste Maria. J'aimerais dire un gros merci à Renaud Poirier de m'avoir épaulé tout au cours de cette compétition. C'est vraiment une belle opportunité et si je pourrais dire une citation que je trouve importante, ce serait une citation de Nelson Mandela et c'est un gagnant est juste un rêveur qui n'a jamais cédé. Donc c'est une citation qui veut dire qu'il ne faut jamais abandonner et rester optimiste.
Merci. Do you... I know that was a Nelson Mandela quote. And do you mind?
I think she said a winner is a dreamer who never gives up.
Thank you. And Speaker I, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, hello, everyone. My name is Yama Lewinsky. I am from Haiti. I am sponsored by the Optimist Club of Henge, Haiti, and I'm 17. First off, I would like to thank God for giving me this opportunity because without him, all that would have not been possible. And I profit this moment to tell you that God loves you, Jesus loves you, and that he wants a relationship with you. He's coming back soon, so you should have a relationship with him and get right with him. And I would like to also thank HHN, which is the institute I have gone to learn English. And I would like to specifically thank Mr. Enzo for his support and also my parents for investing in me, and they have never stopped believing in me. And thank you also Optimist International for creating this club and giving to the young people the opportunity to show themselves to the public. And a quote that has inspired me is a Thomas Edison quote, which is, I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. It means that in every failure, you find an opportunity to learn, and effort will always pay. Thank you.
We never know. We never know how much time the judges need. If you need to use the restroom, my beautiful guests, on screen, off screen, you can do that. Past President Dave actually said to me, you're free to leave the stage now, friends. That during this time while the judges deliberate, Tracy, just talk about something optimistic. And And so I was like, yeah, sure, Dave, you know. I'll just pull up one of these speeches that I've given throughout the last year. And this was something that I presented, and so I'm sorry, I've given quite a few, so this is going to be my backup over here. That I presented last year in Arlington, Virginia, when we were at our international convention. The mission for Optimist International is by providing hope and positive vision. Optimists bring out the best in youth, their communities, and themselves. It's a 3-tier promise, mission statement. And one of the things whenever you mention or talk to an Optimist member, they will always tell you how proud they are about what they do for youth. And by reflection, it almost immediately does great things for their community. But something that I want to share with this entire crowd, junior optimists, parents, contestants, is 3 optimist hacks. 3 optimist hacks that bring out the best in ourselves. A way of life to live as an optimist with a capital O. Optimist hack number 1, put things into perspective. When life is throwing you curveballs, when the world is not all sunshine and rainbows, when you're getting down in the dumps, put things into perspective. That means ask yourself, how will this affect me tomorrow? How will this affect me next week, next month, or even next year? Because if those latter questions are really not relevant, then how much of your time, how much of your mind, how much of your heart are you going to put into that worry? Put things into perspective. A little story to help you identify that. A young boy goes into the ice cream store with his grandfather. He gets a triple scoop of 3 very uncomplimentary flavors. As they walk out of the store, he accidentally trips on the gravel on his sandal, and you know how this goes, the ice cream down into the sand. Now, in the perspective of that young boy, that is the end of the world. In the perspective of the father or the grandfather, it was just ice cream. But in the perspective of the optimist, there's more where that comes from. Optimist hack number 2, now that my iPad has died. Optimist hack number 2. Yeah, you like that, don't you? I was too busy listening to all your speeches to even practice this. Is focus on solutions, not problems. I actually have a perfect example that happened on Tuesday when I checked in. All too often, we finish an event, we finish a project, we look back on maybe even this speech, and we think of all the things that went wrong. And if you've ever sat around a board table or a committee table after an event and you know that you ran out of popcorn, and everybody has to say their part 7 different times, 7 different ways about how we ran out of popcorn. If you're an optimist, this will drive you bananas. Yes, we ran out of popcorn. What are we going to do about it next time? Focus on solutions, not problems. I check into the hotel on Tuesday, and I'm third in line, and there is a gentleman and his wife and another lady at the counter who want to talk to the manager. Because he had purchased 2 rooms, adjoining rooms, but you just checked this lady into our adjoining room. And the manager, the woman at the desk said, well, I am the manager, which did not satisfy him at all. And he continued to repeat how I've already paid for these rooms. And you check this lady in. Yes, sir, can I get your confirmation? I've already paid for these rooms. Can I get your confirmation number? I've already paid for these rooms. You let that lady into my room. I am behind everybody, ready to say, would you please let her finish her sentence? She's working on a solution, and he just wants to lament on the problem. Our word of the year is perseverate. Perseverate means to just let these thoughts roam in your head. So optimist hack number 2, focus on solutions, not problems. And optimist hack number 3, I don't need this for this. Optimist hack number 3. And for those who are optimists in this room, and I am sure the Joy are aware of this as well, the junior optimists, is when in doubt, lean into this creed. No matter what is going on in your world and in your life, if there is a problem, if there is a bump in the road, this Optimist Creed, 10 tenets written by Christian D. Larson back in the when was it? Where's Dave? Is he here? Because he's the only one. 1911, I believe this was written. 10 promises to ourselves. In Optimist world, we normally end a meeting by reciting this creed, and I tell the optimists in the room, do not rely on that written copy. You did not learn your national anthem. You did not learn an oath or the Pledge of Allegiance by reading it every single time. You committed it to memory at a very young age. Yes, those are very malleable brains, but so can we. Because when in doubt, one of these tenets will always bring you up and out of the shadows. And if you can't find it, go right to number 1. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. This has no religious tie. This has no geographical tie. It is such a beautiful, beautiful statement to make and a promise to make to yourself. So before I step down and give everybody a break as we get the last tally from the judges, I will tell you the Optimist Creed for those of you that don't know it. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make every friend feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. How are we doing, Dave? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? So right now, Cheryl, we stand up and stretch, get some water. I don't know if there's still coffee, the restrooms. So we're talking at about 25 after.
Right, so we can use them again, probably.
Okay. So the judges, maybe if everybody just stares at that door, we'll have the answers come out the door more quickly. But in the meantime, I have some information for you. Thank you so much. Where'd she go? Green girl, there you are. So I thought it would be a fantastic idea to share that information with everyone. Every year, this oratorical contest between club level, we don't even know what the sum is for club level, by the way, but you enter through an Optimist Club. Your Optimist Club then submits their winner onto what would be a zone level competition. The zone would hold a competition. There might be anywhere from 5 to 10 clubs in a zone, so a potential of even, so thinking of the 9 contestants we had here and there, they could have started at a club against a bunch of other contestants, moved on to a zone level, anywhere from 5 to 10 contestants at a zone level if there was more than one entry. The zone could go on to a district regional level. The district regional level then goes on to the district final. This is where my total, my calculator comes out. At the district final winner gets a $2,500 scholarship. After the district final, that's when they showed up here. So every speaker we saw yesterday and today, at a bare minimum, had received a $2,500 scholarship. The 9 we saw here got an additional $5,000. And when we go through the first, second, and third place winners of the World Oratorical, that was what happened today. Yesterday was the World Regional. That will then be another $5,000 for third place, $10,000 for second place, in addition to the $2,500 and the $5,000 they got this morning. And the first place winner will get an additional $15,000, which totals $22,500. Every year between our foundations, there is at least $300,000 in scholarships awarded annually through the Oratorical. So some may be asking, what is the topic for next year in case you want to be in that pool of $300,000 in scholarships, right? So either record me right now, or if you have pen and paper, get that phone out so that you can hear what these topics are, because we also do at the district level, it doesn't go to the world level, but another $2,500 scholarship at the district level every year for the essay contest. The essay contest is sponsored by Optimist International to give young people the opportunity to write about their own opinions regarding the world in which they live. The approach can encompass a young person's personal experience, the experience their country, or a more historical perspective. In addition to developing skills for written expression, participants also have the opportunity to win a college scholarship. That one is a $2,500. The topic for the essay contest in the 2024-2025 year is How Optimism Has Paved My Road to Success. Essay contest topic, How Optimism Has Paved My Road to Success. When it comes to next year's oratorical, beginning in 1928, the Oratorical Contest has become the longest running program of Optimist International. The contest is designed for young people to gain experience in public speaking and provide them with an opportunity to compete for multiple college scholarships with a pre-assigned topic. The topic for 2024-2025 is How Optimism Has Guided Me Through Trying Times. How Optimism Has Guided Me Through Trying Times. Now, something we mentioned yesterday briefly, or maybe it was during the opening on Wednesday, is that we have a third communication contest, and this is the communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing. This contest offers an opportunity for students who are deaf or hard of hearing to present their thoughts in a community, gaining skills which can only come from signing or speaking to a large audience. Patterned after the Optimus Oratorical Contest, the contest offers youth the chance to compete in speech or sign language with the chance to win a college scholarship, also the $2,500 scholarship. And they share the same topic as the Oratorical, which is how optimism has guided me through trying times. So I wanted to share that with you. And if you know any young folks under the age of 8, I believe it is, we do a Kids Speak Out speech contest, which clubs can do at the club level. All young people can compete in the Optimus Oratorical Contest. The Kids Speak Out contest is for pre-oratorical program that provides a more equitable competition for younger speakers. So if your local Optimus club doesn't do one, you can, and you've got some folks that, young people, Evan, I remembered your name, buddy. Hi, how you doing, Ev? You want to speak? You want to do a speech contest like your sister? Yeah, man. Yeah, you got this. All right. Go back to Kamoka Kilworth and tell them you need a kids speak out contest. So I wanted to share $300,000 in scholarships. I want to share with our Joy members up there, $300,000 in scholarships a year. Right? The door still hasn't opened. I really thought if I grabbed the microphone, they'd come to get me off with the answers. But I wanted to fill you in. You've got that opportunity now. You can share that. We've shared it with our YouTube Live, so it's out there. The contest, what I just read to you, and those topics are available on our website, optimist.org. You go under programs, and you can find what the 24 or 25 topics are. All right, back amongst yourself again while we wait for the door to open.
If everybody could go ahead and take their seats, look like most of you are. Sorry about the delay. Some of you know that when I'm not doing Optimist volunteer work or coaching basketball, I'm a judge. And the reason why I became a judge, it's the only profession that has recess. But we don't like long recesses while the jury's out, and that's what I kind of felt like, and I'm sure all of you did. But I have here the results, and so we're going to wait till the directors get in, but I'll go ahead and invite President Tracy back up to the stage and our foundation presidents up, if you would come up as well. So we have... Okay. Anybody want to peek? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and give them to you. Don't peek, and it's not La La Land. It was a good movie, but it's not La La Land.
I don't even know. Are your hands sweaty?
Looking good there. Okay, let's give President Tracy a big round of applause.
We're just waiting for our other co-chair. Nobody wants to miss this moment after, all the preparation and time that is spent. Can we please have, I didn't need a round of applause, but our co-chairs, Dr. Sunny and Dr. Diana, can we please... All of our final speakers, round of applause. Can't say it enough. It's actually factual. You're all winners. Now, want to hear the Velcro? Starting with, drum roll. Look at that drum roll over there. Our third place World Oratorical winner is Sana Belajaya Ali, our Optimiste Francophone Canadienne contestant. The letters, that is speaker H. All right, do we come on. So we've got, she's looking at me over there. We have your trophy right here. And then we also have the check.
Oh. What's my name?
An additional $5,000. So she has now won $12,500. Second place, speaker G from the Mid-Atlantic region, Atlantic Central, District, Addison Journey. I'm about to do that, right? Holy cow, we're at the last one. Our first place, 2024 World Oratorical Champion, Speaker F, Middle America region from the Indiana South, Kaylee Neal.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and supporting this organization and watching all of these young speakers. Thank you to Dr. Sunny and, oh my gosh, Dr. Diana. I almost called you Diane. Dr. Diana, for putting on an incredible competition. Thank you to Tracy. Thank you for everybody who helped. This was an incredible competition to be a part of. Every person that I met was excited and well-spoken and kind and optimistic. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. Yay! Can we get the three, first, second, and third to stay on stage? Let's get one photo there with all three of you, please.
That's fine.